Hey there guys, DMO73 here, bringing you a fun feature match this week. We're actually playing Wanderer format for the format this week. I am playing a blue-red Charlotte Burn deck versus my buddy James, who is playing a red-black Yog Sothoth Cthulhu list with Incarnate and stuff. So the Yog list is just kind of a new take on the Incarnate engine for Cthulhu's, and Charlotte is obviously Burn. The whole point is just to go face and burn as fast as possible to finish the game off. So I won the die roll, so I'm going to be choosing to go first, and let's see how this goes. So yeah, we play Wanderer format at my locals, BC Comics, every other week, so this was a fun chance to try out some new stuff, and I hadn't put either of these rulers up, so I thought it'd be a fun matchup to show you guys. So call my first stone, hit a basic red, play a rook egg, and pass. The reason why I do this is because he's playing black, and I didn't know if he was playing Soul Hunt or not, so this kind of mitigates him playing a turn 1 Soul Hunt by playing that rook egg. Hit a Hearth's Core, which is nice for me. Play the Guinevere and continue to pass. So the whole idea with Charlotte Burn is the idea that you can just dump your hand of burn spells and then flip Charlotte to refill your hand and then continue to dump burn spells if you don't continue to draw stuff. At the end of the turn, I'm going to Lightning Strike him, take him down to 35. Then before my draw, I'm going to use Guinevere to sack Rook Egg. So the reason I'm doing this is very similar to the reason why I do Ancient Knowledge before my draw, is I'm trying to kind of increase the chances that what I draw into are things that I want, and not kind of duplicates of what I'm trying to get off of Guinevere or the Rook Egg. It's just an idea of deck thinning before the draw for turn to kind of sweeten your draw potential. So I'm going to draw my 2 from Guinevere, discard the Lancelot because I don't really need it, and then draw for turn. Tap for another stone, hit a Little Red the Pure Stone, going to call red. Out comes a Rook Egg, sacrifice the Rook Egg for a Cthulhu. Rook Egg will trigger to get another Rook Egg. I mean, it's deck thinning, it's kind of the whole point. So now I'm at a point where with 3 stones, with the Cthulhu out, I'm going to start to be able to really make some pressure plays on him. He's going to block with the Black Goat. I'm going to go ahead and play the Rook Egg. So I'm kind of in the same position I was in before. Before upkeep, James is going to go ahead and spend his Energize to go ahead and say Stoning to Death, and in response, I'm just going to sacrifice it to Gwen and draw some more cards. Drop a Bombardment, taps for another stone, hits a Gru Alesta. Plays a Fairy Tale Library of Alexandria, so now his Cthulhus are going to be able to start kind of making big chains. Going to drop a Thunder, and then draw into my turn. Sacrifice the Rook Egg to another Cthulhu. Rook Egg's going to trigger. I'm going to go ahead and grab that Cthulhu that's on the bottom. Just start pushing in lots of damage here. Swinging for 5. Sacrifice it to the other Cthulhu, swinging for another 5. So taking down to 20. It's already halfway there. I know that next turn he can start to get some push happening in, so I'm trying to decide exactly what I want to do here. I don't really have enough to deal that much damage, to deal 40 damage or 20 damage right off the cuff, but I can get pretty dang close. So I'll play a Lancelot, and I will swing in. So the reason why I'm not pushing any further than this is because if he does start to try to combo off, I have a blocker in the form of Guinevere, and I have Charlotte who can tap something down and I have the potential to pump something up or use that thunder that's in my hand to help kind of answer some stuff. So I have to be kind of cautious, because if he does too much here, he does combo off, then I'm in big trouble. I could potentially be in big trouble, but then he ends up just going ahead and passing the turn, and so in my turn I'm going to thunder him and I'm going to pump up the Lancelot. Now, I put up a thing here. I don't know why I did this. It was a complete just spur of the moment kind of thinking. Didn't really think about it. I scooped that thunder back up into my hand, which is wrong. You have to spend the card, but thankfully it doesn't really have an impact on the game because I don't use it to win, because I thundered him, put him down to 9, and then I just go ahead and use the Blood Boil after I make him tap out to pump up my Guinevere to being a 1000 attacker and just swing in. So I had enough burn spell. Other than that, with Split Heaven and Earth and Lightning Strike as well, it didn't really matter. But again, don't scoop up spells after you play them. That was really bad. So we're moving into game 2. He chose to go on the play, and we're gonna see if this goes any different. So game 1, I kind of went a little bit too fast, in the sense of he didn't really get a chance to establish and really do much. Hopefully game 2 we see something a little bit different. So he calls his first stone and passes the turn. So not the greatest start for him. Hit a blue-red off the top. Out comes a Guinevere. Taps for a second stone. Hits a little red, the pure stone. And unfortunately for him, he has to call that red right now in order to really kind of make any kind of future plays. So he plays the Mozart. Draw for my turn, recover, hit redstone, play the Rook Egg, sacrifice it to Cthulhu. Rook Egg will then trigger. The thing is here, I actually have a way to make kind of Mozart pretty much useless, in the sense that I can just grab that Rook Egg and play it and swing in with Cthulhu, and if he blocks, I'll just sacrifice the Rook Egg, and so I won't really lose anything there. So 5, and he'll take the damage because he knows that sacrificing Mozart right now isn't really worth the time. It's a Milas, the Ghostly Flamestone off the top. Uses it to play a Rook Egg. Deciding whether he wants to play another card or just go right into the Incarnate. He's going to play a Rook Egg. Sacrifice the 2 Rook Eggs for his Shib. Shib Niggurath, Goddess of Fertility. So the 2 Rook Eggs will then resolve, and he'll get 2 red cards. And then Shib will resolve, and he'll get a black goat to come into the field. He's going to grab a Shib. And a Hoster. Out comes the black goat. So I know that something's coming. It's just a matter of which, kind of sacrifice creature he's going to try to play. He's going to play the Hoster. So at first, I'm thinking about what I want to sacrifice to Mozart. So deciding what is the kind of the best option here. Thinking about whether or not I want to sacrifice Rook Egg. Instead, I choose to sacrifice Cthulhu, that he's going to target my Guinevere with his Hoster. So I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice it to itself. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I knew I was going to lose 2 creatures, but I still want to be able to set up kind of a wall. And so sacrificing the Cthulhu is better than sacrificing the Rook Egg, because then I can at least end the turn kind of with 1 creature on the board. And then he sacrifices them both for a Yog Sothoth. So in my hand I have a Guinevere, a Blood Boil, and then 2 Lightning Strikes and a Thunder. So he chooses to hit the Thunder out of my hand, and then passes the turn to me. So pay 1 for a Rook Egg, a Guinevere, play 2 for a second Guinevere, so I'm going to get to replenish my hand pretty quick here, and then just pass the turn. That's the thing, even though this Charlotte Burn list has a lot of potential to, kind of dump its hand and then refill with Guinevere's and stuff, it doesn't necessarily need to. It's going to be constantly kind of drawing cards. So out comes a Black Goat and then a Rook Egg, which both get sacrificed to another Shib. And then Rook Egg's going to resolve. Grab him the other Shib, which is probably like the best kind of chaining that he can do. And then out comes the Black Goat. It's gonna swing for 8. Simply block with the Rook Egg, which he's going to let happen. Just grab the Lancelot. Before the end of the turn, I'm going to spend one of those Lightning Strikes, put him down to 30. Might as well use it if I've got the will. And then I top deck into a Cthulhu, which actually makes this next turn much more comfortable. So sacrificing the 1 Guinevere to itself to draw 2 cards. Gotta choose what I want to discard here. So I'm trying to decide what the best thing to discard, knowing what he has, kind of in his hand. He has 2 cards in his hand, one of which is a Shib, so I'm going to discard the Lancelot. I'm actually going to go ahead and not sacrifice the second Guinevere, at least not yet. Tap for a stone, hit that basic Firestone. Pay 2 for a Lancelot. And then I'll go ahead and cast Blood Boil on him. So he's now at 14-14. 14-14 for the turn. So, I have to kind of correct James here a little bit, because he kind of came into the game after Wanderer format wasn't a thing, and correct him that enter effects don't trigger when brought in from the grave. So we kind of reset the board here. he thought he could, sacrifice them, bring in Hoster, and kill my dude, and that's unfortunately not how that works. So I'm going to attack his Yog Sothoth, or his Nyarlathotep with Lance, and then burn Shib for 700 damage. So he's gonna, in response, then he's gonna sacrifice. Shib, or the other 2 cards, to bring out the Hoster, and then Shib will die, and then we'll move into blocks, and then my attack whiffs because the original attack target is gone. So I still essentially I 3-for-1 him here, and then I'm just gonna sacrifice Lancelot before it dies at the end of the turn to Blood Boil to just play Cthulhu and then swing in for 5. So the reason why I did that the way I did and used my Energize is so now I have a blue redstone up. So if I need to do something, I can tap something down, and if I need to, I can simply lightning strike him to the face as well. So he goes ahead and kills my Guinevere, which is a little bit unfortunate. And then he's gonna pump up his Hoster and kill my Cthulhu so that they don't trade, which is also probably the best bet for him. I'm going to use one of those lightning strikes that he knows I have, putting them down to 20. Draw into my turn. I'm trying to kind of count his special stones. So far he's got 3 of them. I'm going to go ahead and lightning strike him again, take him down to 15 to get a card out of my hand. Then I'm going to go ahead and do Judgment. So Charlotte, when it resolves, I draw back up to 5 cards, and every single time I draw a card, I get to gain 1 life. So now I'm up to 44 life, and then I play a Cheshire Cat, which will actually gain me 2 more life because Cheshire Cat lets me draw 2 cards. So, and then I play the Mary Bell to kind of protect Charlotte. It's not enough to protect her from double Flames of the Outer World, but 2 of them just got used, so the likelihood that he has 2 more in his hand is pretty small, or the likelihood that he has more in his hand is pretty small at this point. Not only that, it would, pretty much essentially tap him out, and Cheshire Cat's gonna protect him. Plus, I'm sitting on so much burn damage in my hand that it's really kind of irrelevant. So, he plays the Shib, hard casts it. Out comes the black goat. He's just kind of trying to shore up at this point. Because unfortunately, he really doesn't have a way to kill either of my creatures off board, except unless he swings in. And Charlotte's just kind of a little bit too strong, and Cheshire Cat is, well, just Cheshire Cat. It's catwalling. So, just kind of seeing what James has to offer at this point. So he gets those creatures on board. And then I believe he's going to try to do some combat, which, I mean, there's no point in not trying at this point. Swings in for 7. I go ahead and take the 7, so down to 39. Then he passes the turn. I'm going to draw. Because I drew a card, I gain a life, so I'm back up to 40 life. I'm going to play Split Heaven and Earth, so I'm going to take 600, and so he's responding and doing some crazy stuff here. So the reason why he's doing this is kind of weird, because he knows he's lost, so he's just kind of goofing around a little bit. He's activating Shib in response to do some goofy stuff. He can't even grab at the Mozart with Shib, but we're both just kind of being goofy. He drops the wrong card from his hand, Flames of Outer World on his own Mozart. I'll sacrifice the Cheshire Cat even though it's irrelevant. Split will resolve. He will take 900 damage, No, he's got 4 special stones, so he will take 1200 damage, and I will take 6. And then at this point, I can literally just swing in with Charlotte to win the game. And that's exactly how it would work. But if James had done nothing and just left all of his creatures up, then as you see, I had Thunder, Lightning Strike, or Thunder, Bombardment, and a Lancelot. So all of those cards were going to be able to kill him. So there's the feature match, guys. Let me know what you thought about it. Deck list will be up later this week. Huge thanks to James. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this is DMO73 signing off.